You're watching the 2025 SCAC Fall Media Days. Today, we're taking a look at the McMurry University men's soccer program. The Warhawks will once again be led as they head into the season under the guidance of head coach Lorenzo Segura, along with leadership from senior midfielder Dylan Christian. And Coach Dylan, thanks so much for joining us today.
No, thank you guys for having us.
Yeah. Coach, we'll open up with you. You've been with this program as an assistant over the last couple of years, but now stepping into that head coaching position. I'm interested what are the biggest shifts you anticipate coming into this new role? And, going through this first run in the SCAC with this program last year, what are you kind of taking away from that experience going into this year?
No, I mean, it's very exciting to be in this position, a position I've been working very hard to get to. And now it's just being focused on the goal of what we want to do. Since I got to McMurry, the process was building up that program, the culture and everything, so to where we want it to be. And it's been a progress and process to get it where we want to be, and we're close to getting to where we need to be.
Dylan, coming in, I know it's a big year for you, your senior season. So I'm just sort of interested as one of the experienced voices in that locker room, coming into camp. How do you see yourself sort of leading this group both on and off the field? And, ultimately, just what are you most excited about coming into this preseason in your senior year?
So not only do I have to lead through voice, I have to lead through my actions as well. I have to practice what I preach is a good phrase that I like to use for that. And honestly, a lot of the talking comes from the way that I act, how I carry myself on the field, and the work rate that I put in to show the other guys that this is the standard. And I'm most excited to get these boys going and start the season.
Coach, how are you working to establish the mentality and the culture within this group and with this squad going into the season? And what do you kind of see as your message sort of early on in this preseason as you sort of, lay that baseline to get this group prepared to go into the year?
The biggest thing is coming off of last year, a big learning stepping stone for the team being in the SCAC, is just having the winning mentality and the grit, right? We're going to be a hardworking team, and that's something that I truly go upon, is because that's how I was. And for me, I was taught at an early age that you have to work very hard for what you want, and nothing's going to be given easy to you. And that's what I'm trying to teach the team, and it helps with the experience of the players. Having that leadership that we needed now is going to play a big role, and now they understand that nothing's going to come easy in the SCAC. So having that right mentality, the right attitude is going to play a big part in the season.
Dylan, last season, you stepped into a big space there in your junior year, career highs really across the board. You look at your statistics, career best in terms of games played, games started, minutes played, goals, assists. What clicked for you last season, and how do you build upon that year coming into this year's senior year?
I think the biggest thing for me was confidence. I'd say my first 2 years, I wasn't fully confident in myself, and that held me back from being the best version of myself that I could be. I'd say a lot of it was also the motivation from new guys coming in who had good mentalities, to train as hard as they could over the summer and make sure that they were prepared coming in. So I made sure to do the same, because the last thing I wanted to do was fall behind.
Yeah, Coach, I was just going to say, I'm interested just sort of where you've seen the biggest growth within this team, through spring ball, through the, this early portion of preseason. Where have you seen those biggest growths, and, how has that sort of set the energy and the vibe for this camp coming into the year?
I think it started off early spring, just because we struggled with some things during the season, and my biggest thing for the spring season was to find our identity. Who are we? What are we going to do? What are we good at? How can we be the best version of ourselves? And we worked on that through the whole spring, and it kind of showed in our spring games. We took some big steps in the right direction, and now we're just building off of that, right? For me, the biggest thing was to build consistency. And now with the guys having so many players be returning back for this year, it's going to help tremendously with our being the leaders, experience, and just understanding what I want. So then they're the ones to teaching the newer players of how we do things, the standard of how everything's supposed to be, how we want it to be.
Dylan, as we wrap up with you, when you kind of take some inventory and sort of look back on your time here at McMurry, what do you hope this season does in terms of kind of leaving that mark, not only for you, but for this program as well, when you kind of look ahead and, prognosticate what this season could look like for this group?
Yeah. The biggest thing that I want to do when leaving here is leave something that the others can follow in. So leave a leadership, leave a legacy, leave a standard that the other players recognize and want to uphold and keep bringing to each training session, to each game, to even each team meeting. It starts all from the people that can leave something behind, and I want to be one of those people.
And finally, Coach, as we wrap up with you, it's obviously a really exciting time there in Abilene. You only get one first time as a first-year head coach. And so I'm just, giving you the last word here. What are you excited about going into the season? What are your fans and supporters to know that we haven't talked about here in these last few minutes about this group and, what's motivating you coming into this season with this team?
No, I mean, like I said at the beginning, it's very exciting for me. I know it's been a journey for me, and all the highs and the lows and all my experiences of learning. Everything is now playing a big role in what I want, and now it's just very exciting. We're turning the page of McMurry men's soccer. It's just exciting. It's going to be a hardworking team, and with the experience and now with the talent that we brought in, it's just very exciting because now everybody's coming back and everybody's hungry and ready to go, and they understood it during the summer. Everybody came in ready to go with putting in the work in all summer and taking the time to do all that stuff. Which it just gets us started in the right foot, and we're just very excited. It's very exciting. I think it's a good time to be a Warhawk, and it's just very exciting for it to be my first year and just taking everything in.
McMurry University head men's soccer coach Lorenzo Segura, along with leadership from senior midfielder Dylan Christensen, the Warhawks, and Coach Segura open up the 2025 campaign when they host Arlington Baptist on August 29th. Coach Dylan, thanks so much for your time today. Best of luck as you march forward throughout the rest of the 2025 season.
Thank you.
Thank you.